We all know that this Islamic banking industry in Pakistan cannot grow without the support of the central bank. And alhamdulillah, we have with us Governor State Bank of Pakistan, who is a seasoned banker, initiated his career with Grindless Bank in 1978. He was appointed as the Governor State Bank of Pakistan in 2014. Please welcome His Excellency Governor State Bank of Pakistan, Mr. Ashraf Mahmood Wathra.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respectable Senator Muhammad Ishaq Dar, Federal Minister for Finance, Revenue, Economic Affairs, Statistics and Privatization, Justice Retired Muhammad Taqi Usmani, Chairman IOFI Sharia Board, Dr. Ishrat Hussain, Chairman Center of Excellence in Islamic Finance and Education, Dr. Azmi Umar, Director General, Islamic Research and Training Institute, Professor Dr. Abbas Mirakhor, first holder of INCF, Chair of Islamic Finance, Dr. Farooq Iqbal, Dean and Director, IBA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It gives me immense pleasure to see global strategic players like International Center for Education in Islamic Finance, the Islamic Research and Training Institute, International Sharia Research Academy for Islamic Finance, joining hands with the Center of Excellence in Islamic Finance Education, IBA, for organizing World Islamic Finance Forum in the largest city of Pakistan. This is a clear reflection of Pakistan being a significant contributor towards the growth and development of Islamic finance industry. I want to appreciate the organizers for providing this forum and bringing together global thinkers and practitioners who can synthesize the work so far done and build on the core competencies of Islamic finance for its sustainable growth. I wish all the best for the success of this global event and a very pleasant stay to the distinguished foreign delegates. Ladies and gentlemen, the ability of Islamic finance to introduce greater discipline into the financial system, owing to the inherent strengths, indicates this system is relatively more stable and resilient. Islamic banking is a growing reality which is expanding outside the traditional borders of Muslim countries into Western economies. At present, global Islamic financial assets have reached US $1.8 trillion in 2015 from US $150 billion in the 1990s and are expected to exceed US $6.5 trillion by 2020. Asia is expected to be the key driver in advancing the growth of Islamic finance industry. According to Islamic Financial Services Board, IFSB Report 2015, Pakistan is among potential leaders of Islamic finance. Despite its impressive growth, Islamic finance industry cannot be complacent as there still prevails huge untapped market. There are some challenges that the industry is facing in order to sustain its growth momentum. I would like to touch upon some of these challenges with respect to the theme of this event. Enabling supervisory, regulatory, and legal environment, a suitable accounting and auditing framework, and supportive financial market infrastructure are all prerequisites for successful development of the industry. It is agreed that prudential supervision on banks is just as necessary in an Islamic system as in conventional systems. However, the supervisory framework needs to recognize special characteristics of Islamic banks in order to be more effective. State Bank of Pakistan, being the regulator of banking industry, is aware of the significance of prudent and effective supervisory framework and remains committed to this end. Improving market development and regulatory regimes are continuous process in the context of changing industry needs and overall macroeconomic environment. Therefore, we regularly review and update our regulatory framework. In this regard, one significant example of recent past is the issuance of Sharia governance framework for Islamic banking institutions, which has enhanced the earlier issued Sharia compliance regulations for the industry. Moreover, we are working on improving regulatory and legal infrastructure by providing a balanced tax regime, enhanced disclosure requirements, strengthening of insolvency framework, and standardizing practices. By taking the advantage of having global audience here, I would like to suggest for a dialogue at a global level for harmonization and standardization of practices all across Islamic finance industry. Ladies and gentlemen, many researchers, including the knowledge, attitude, and practices of Islamic banking in Pakistan study issued by the State Bank of Pakistan, indicated the concentration of demand for Islamic financial industry in the category of clients who are not only faith-sensitive, but are also responsive to efficient operations and high-quality services. This signifies that the strategy of Islamic banking industry should be customer-centric in its proposition, delivery, and service. The demands for widening product range, improvement in operational efficiency, and service quality. I would take this opportunity to urge industry to take full advantage of these centers of excellence with particular respect to product innovation and for conducting research on contemporary issues. As a system, Islamic finance facilities stimulates economic activity and entrepreneurship towards promoting comprehensive human development and in addressing poverty and inequality. Under this system, not only the prevalence of redistributive instruments such as zakat, WIFF, and sadaqat can play a vital role towards broad-based development and poverty alleviation, but characteristics like equity financing can also lead to the same objective. Equity financing enables Islamic finance to cater to needs of conventional but strategic sectors like small and medium enterprises, SMEs, agriculture, and low-income housing. However, like many other jurisdictions, the penetration of banking industry and especially of Islamic banks to these sectors is very low in the country. Lack of skilled professionals and relatively young age of the industry is quoted as one among major reasons in this regard. Centers of excellence for Islamic finance and education have been established with the main objective of providing human resource for the industry and with desired skills and knowledge. Closer interaction between industry and these centers is critical in making Islamic finance and banking successful. I would also like to encourage industry to make use of technology, especially to cater to these sectors to minimize cost. By expanding the range and reach of financial products, Islamic finance can help in improving financial access and foster the inclusion of those deprived of financial services, whether voluntary or involuntary. Ladies and gentlemen, while growth is likely to continue at reasonably fast pace, issues and challenges confronting the industry need attention and ownership on part of all stakeholders. The huge untapped potential market of Islamic finance can be harnessed by capitalizing on its distinct characteristics. I would encourage all Islamic financial institutions to actively engage themselves and be recognized as value-embedded, efficient financial players committed towards contributing to the real economic growth. I am optimistic about the future outlook of the industry, and events like today's are helpful in mapping out a strategy for sustainable growth of the industry. I assure the full support and cooperation from the Central Bank. I would just touch upon Justice retired Taqi Usmani's speech, which was a very powerful speech, and I'm sure the organizers will arrange a translation of that speech to be passed to the foreign delegates. It's a wake-up call for all of us. I wish you all successful deliberations during the conference and the best of luck for all future endeavors.